Hi everyone and welcome. I'm Gabrielle Maston from gabriellemaston.com. This is me. Hi, you're in Canada. Awesome. Good, nice to meet you all. Today we're going to be talking about milk. I'm periscoping today for Health Rewards. So this is them, healthrewards.co.uk. And they're a company, a health insurance company in the UK that rewards you for being healthy. I'm in Sweden. Oh, I was in Sweden a number of years ago and in Spain actually on the same trip too. Yeah, I loved it. I've got a cousin that lives in Sweden, so it's nice. And I love Spain too, for the person who told me that they're from Spain. And from France. And I've been to Paris too. There you go. So welcome. Yeah, ça va. I hope you're well. Can you do it live? You can do it if you're live in Canada. Oh, okay. Hi. G'day. I can't gain mass through food or can I gain mass through food or supplements? From both. You can definitely do from food or supplements. That's fine. All right, let's get started on the topic today. I'll try to keep on topic. If you guys do have questions, let me know. So just put them up in the comments and I'll try to get to them. If I didn't get to it the first time, just try to repeat yourself so that I can take it down and take some notes, okay? Today we are definitely talking about, and if you say really bad things, I will block you. So let's get rid of some people to start off with. There we go, perfect. All right, here we go. All right, so today we're talking about milk. By the way, I'm a dietitian nutritionist, and yeah, I don't have any shares. I don't work for a milk company, nothing like that. So don't worry, I'm just giving people the lowdown on milk because people drink milk, and we'll also talk about a few milk alternatives if you're vegan or vegetarian as well, okay? So I don't have anything against people drinking milk or giving up milk. That is fine, okay? Whatever floats your boat. I'm not here to judge anyone about what they eat or they want to eat, okay? And neither should anybody else. So it's all out on the table. Let's get started. So first I'm going to start talking about full cream milk, okay? So full cream milk, this is an Australian brand, by the way, just a Woolworths brand. So the difference between the types of milk, so this one's a full cream and this one's a fortified milk and it's low fat. And the difference between them, right? So we'll talk about grams of fat because I think that's the biggest difference between the types of milk there are. And then we'll talk about additives like permeate and homogenization and pasteurization, so you guys all know what it's about, okay? So full cream milk has about 8 grams. Is one thicker than the other? Yeah, definitely. So full cream milk is a bit thicker because it's higher in fat. So full cream milk has about 8.5 grams per glass, okay? And do they have milk with hardly any sugar? Well, here's the thing. All milk contains natural sugar. It's called lactose, okay? No milks have added sugar unless it's a sweetened milk, okay? Unless it says it on the label. So there will be sugar on the label, but it's not an added sugar, it's lactose. In the US, they're now saying whole milk is healthier. Well, you know, it depends what style of eating that you like. Both are healthy. I drink skim, although I have clients that drink full cream or they drink low fat. It really depends on the taste and how much you're using as well. So sometimes people like to drink gallons and gallons, not gallons, but they drink like a liter a day. And if they're drinking, and if they need to gain weight, all that fat is actually going to help with energy consumption. But I find if people are trying to cut back on energy, they're trying to lose a little bit of weight, it might just help them to, you know, get rid of a little bit of fat in the milk, particularly if they're drinking a lot of it. And again, it's personal taste. So if you feel that you get fuller from drinking full cream milk and you like the taste, just make sure that your portions are in check, okay? So you're only having, you know, 1 or 2 glasses per day, mixing it maybe, you know, a glass of milk with with some yogurt or some cheese, okay? So that you, how much milk is too much? Well, it really depends on the person. So of course, if you're trying to gain weight, you know, you have as much milk as you want. But again, if you're trying to maintain a certain body weight or you're trying to lose weight, you know, 1 to 2 glasses per day, some milk on your breakfast or, you know, on the cereal or some smoothie is fine. And then having other milk alternatives to get your calcium level up, like we can change to almond milk or soy milk, or even have a little bit of cheese or yogurt to get your calcium levels up. Okay? Now let's talk about, so we've got full cream milk was the first one. Low fat milk is the second. So it goes full cream, low fat, and skim. So the difference between the three, so we said it was 8.5 grams per cup in full cream. And then we have 1 to 3 grams of fat in the low fat milk. And then we have less than 1 gram per glass in skim milk. So the difference between low fat and skim isn't very much, okay? It's only, skim has to be less than 1 gram of fat per glass. So when you're really looking at the grand scheme of things, I usually tell people, well, if you don't like skim and it's too thin, doesn't make you feel really full, try going to low fat. That extra little bit of fat tastes a little bit creamier. You might enjoy it a little bit better and you might feel a little bit fuller, okay? And usually people are okay with that. So the difference between two, not a big deal. So let's talk, no, they don't actually add water to skim milk, okay? So they don't actually add water. What happens when they make any milk these days is that goes through a certain amount of processing, okay? Unless you're buying organic milk. And organic milk in Australia is actually illegal, okay? So I'll explain. So in order to get the milk looking like this, like completely white and smooth all the way through, it actually goes through ultrafiltration and heating. Okay, so that's what homogenization is. Okay, so it filtrates through, it breaks down all the fat globules and goes into the water. Yeah, so milk is predominantly almost all water anyway. And it breaks down the fat globules and the protein, so it goes completely smooth. Otherwise, if you've ever been on a farm before or had organic milk, or back in the day, apparently before I was born, you would get milk that was separated. So the cream sitting on top. So you'd have the milk, yeah, like almost like watery, with a cream layer on top, okay? And that's what you'd see if you buy organic milk or you got milk straight from the cow. So these days with homogenization, it just makes it completely clear all the way through, okay, or completely smooth all the way through. Now, pasteurization is actually when they heat the milk up. And what pasteurization does is that sounds horrible. Yeah, well, different horses for courses, yeah. So, I've never had the cream separated on top, so I wouldn't know. But yeah, okay, so I was talking about pasteurization. So pasteurization is just heating up the milk, so all milk goes through this, to high temperatures so that it kills off all the bugs. And the reason why they do that is because we can actually get sick, very sick from drinking milk that doesn't have the bugs killed. So it's fine if people live on farms, they have their own dairy cows and they're drinking organic milk because that's what they do. They get the milk straight from the cow and they drink it. Whereas city dwellers like me, and I'm guessing like most of you guys, is that by the time the milk gets to us, the bugs are already growing in the milk. So unless they pasteurize it, the transportation time that it takes to get from the farm to the supermarket is way too long, even underneath refrigeration. So pasteurization stops the milk going off. It has a longer lifespan at the supermarket, okay? And so this is a fresh milk. So what's the difference between this having a 1 week or 2 week lifespan, I think it is, 12th of November, so it's got 2 weeks on it, compared to this, which was a long life milk? Well, the difference is the temperature that it's heated to. So a fresh milk will be heated to a certain temperature, but this is, a long life milk is heated to a higher temperature. I'm really fat and need help with my weight, but I love strawberry milk. Really? Sorry, I didn't mean to laugh. So don't call yourself fat for number one. It's not nice to call yourself fat, but okay, so you want to lose a little bit of weight. Drinking strawberry milk is probably not the best idea because that does have added sugar. So if you do want to lose a little bit of weight, just make sure that strawberry milk is full of sugar, exactly. So if you do want to lose a little weight, why don't you try this? You can make your own strawberry smoothie with fresh strawberries and maybe do half water and half a cup of milk. So you've reduced your intake of milk with a cup worth of frozen strawberries in there. And that would decrease the amount of total calories and also the sugar. And it should taste nice. Yeah, but don't call yourself fat. That's not good. Don't be so negative about yourself. Okay. Last thing I was going to cover, so permeate. So people are always asked, so is there sugar in milk? Okay. And my answer was no, there is not sugar in milk. But then we have labels like this that say permeate free. And people freak out. They're like, what does permeate free mean? Well, permeate, believe it or not, is just the lactose, the minerals and vitamins, so like the calcium, the protein that you get from the milk itself. So permeate is actually the waste products of making cheese. So obviously you guys know the cow makes milk. From the milk we make yogurt, we make cheeses, we make other things like butter and cream and everything from it. So when we're making those products, which are high fat like butter and cheese, there's actually a lot of waste product, and that's the minerals and vitamins and stuff that come out, and that's actually called permeate. A2, yeah, I can talk about A2 in a sec. Yeah, I've got that on my list to talk about. So yeah, we'll talk about A2. So permeate is just a waste product of cheese. What they do is they add it back to the milk. So it's nothing that's unnatural. It's actually a natural part of the milk. It is extracted during ultrafiltration. So during the processing of milk itself. So all milk goes through that processing, and it's added back to standardize the levels of protein and calcium in the milk. Otherwise, it would your milk would change in quality from season to season, because obviously the cows don't eat the same thing every single day of the year. They might be eating grass at one time and hay on another time, and so the levels of minerals and vitamins in your milk would change according to what your cow is eating. Okay, so that's what permeate is. Don't be scared of permeate. It's just a natural part of the milk itself. Okay, now someone said A2. So A2 is really interesting. So there is a lot of research coming out about A2, and A2 is just the type of protein that is found in milk. So obviously milk is really high in protein. Most bodybuilders know that, and they drink milk to build muscles. So the type of protein that's usually found in milk is a combination of A1 and A2. So all milk, including the brands that I just showed you, both have A1 and A2. So a combination of is called beta-casein A2 or A1 milk, okay? What they do with the A2 milk is that it's a certain species of cow, so a certain breed, I should say, not species, certain breed of cow that only produces the A2 beta-casein protein. And these days they're actually thinking that it's actually less inflammatory for people who actually have a few bowel conditions, okay, or metabolic conditions. So they're trying to find if there's a link between consumption of A1 milk, so our normal type of milk, and things like diabetes and heart disease. Nothing's been proven yet, but anecdotally, some people say that they feel better drinking A2 milk because they have less sinus issues, so less mucus. Sometimes, like for people with asthma and allergies and things, other people think that they have less stomach upset if they drink A2. So again, it's a little bit of an area of grey, but you know, if you want to drink A2, that is fine. And I think I got through all my post-it notes. I had 3. There you go. So any other questions before I end? But I hope that gave you a bit of a rundown. And if you're lactose intolerant out there, that's fine. You don't have to drink cow's milk. If you're vegan or vegetarian, again, that's fine. You don't have to drink cow's milk if you don't want. There's plenty of other alternatives like almonds, soy, rice milk, oat milk. And they're actually these days pretty good. Make sure you get the unsweetened version, so no added sugar to them, because some of them are sweetened, and make sure that they're fortified, so most of them are anyway. So it's about 300 milligrams per glass that you should be looking for to the fortification with calcium in those versions of milk. Alrighty. Well, seemings as there's no questions, make sure you tune in next week, same time, so it's 12 p.m. UK time for Health Rewards. That's these guys. Or it's 10 p.m. Sydney, Australia time, where I am, and I'm Gabrielle Maston. So like I said, my background, I'm a dietitian nutritionist. If you want to learn more, go to my website, gabriellemaston.com. Otherwise, I hope you guys had a really good night, and thanks for listening. Bye.